I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I wish I would have said something in the middle of the night. This is some evil ass shit. To make a long story short, I'm getting word in the spirit world that the real Baron Samedi got murdered by these people, the same people that whatchamacallit me, and they're telling me that I got to go through all sorts of hell to get an aspect of my consciousness or something back. Um, with that being said, I'm gonna try to see what's going on today and check in with some people who are big in the voodoo community and get the skinny on what's going on because that sounds like some really fucked up shit. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. These motherfuckers, they've, I feel extremely woozy right now after getting up. I was hearing from these motherfuckers, roach spirits, that they were planning on attacking and fucking with my consciousness and trying to kill me. And from what I understand, I felt it last night. You know, I got taken out pretty much out of the astral plane and placed in the spirit world, out of my astral body and all of that. It's been gotten very, very crucial. And I heard that these motherfuckers were planning on killing me in my sleep, as they supposedly did to Baron Samedi. I'm trying to keep, my mind, my sanity in check as, like I said, my consciousness is being attacked. From what I understand, these people attack your consciousness right before they kill you off. And mine has brutally been attacked. With that being said, from what I'm understanding, these motherfuckers, my spirit guide, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. My spirit guide was saying that a couple of days ago, she saw Baron Samedi. We both dead, all frail looking, in the spirit plane as well as the astral. And he was being escorted by a white guy or a wetback, who I believe is trying to steal his powers and spiritual abilities. It could be one of the people, I'm just going to go ahead and say it like this without saying too much because it's a lot and I'm out of breath. And like I say, my consciousness is all fucked up and it's all torn up. These motherfuckers have been trying to get into my main consciousness. They've been fucking with and compromising Baron Samedi to be able to do it. With that being said, I'm trying to get my consciousness together. These people use CIA level tactics, like I saw in the astral plane one night, to get people. Where I saw one of the people involved, I kept getting an Aguilar or Ocala or El Kala. But I think it's more than likely, if it's not them, Barbara and Joe Hips, who I've shown before. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and say this. I'm getting word in the spirit world that supposedly they killed off Baron Samedi last night, put them in the hyperbolic chamber, whereas they were planning on doing that to me. But I had a little bit of protection. I expect where it came from, but I had some protection. Supposedly, I don't know what's going on. And they were going after Baron Samedi, from what I understand, to steal the powers of those, because voodoo is ancestral, to steal the powers, the collective powers for the most part, of black folks. And, from what I'm seeing in the spirit world, from what I'm understanding, is a bunch of wetbacks, as well as a few white people interspersed. Right now as I talk, they're trying to control my consciousness low key, and they're trying to, do subtle shit to make it seem like they're in charge of my consciousness and so forth and so on. Like I say, this is a very hard curse to deal with. And the more we try to fight it off, me and my spirit guide nearly escaped yesterday as well as last night. And we're in the process of trying as hard as we can to fight this shit. The more they try to come at us. From what I'm understanding, these motherfuckers feel that we're ripe so they can come after us. Anyways, with that being said, there's a woman by the name of Catherine Marr who I know for a fact is involved. I saw through my third eye that in the spirit plane she has a lot of my shit. And I was able to grab it as well as a bunch of other people. With that being said, from what I understand, she and an executive at Time Warner by the name of Navarro or something like that, who's associated with these people here. Associated with these people. Oh God. I can't even use my own fucking powers to fix anything. These motherfuckers got so much shit connected to me, it's not even funny. But anyways, with that being said, these people who are connected to Navarro, from what I understand, there's a German woman. I actually heard her over the phone at the beginning of this curse. I'm going to try to see if I can dig up that phone call. Named Ingrid Heiberg, a big old fat German woman that's involved, that's connected to these people. And from what I'm understanding, and I used to see this brown Range Rover as well. I was told that they parked at this motel right across the street when me, through, an entity attachment as well as with their roach attachments, roach spirits, they were talking about they're going to be at that motel and, we were going to fight and woo. And they were doing it, talking about all this through the spirit plane. Anyways, with that being said, they're fucking with my consciousness right now as I talk. And they fucking with my spirit guide the most. A chair-faced child to fuck with it. With that being said, from what I understand, these people been going to some people who drive a brown Range Rover. I believe the license plate is B165SAB. And from what I understand, supposedly the woman works at Sam's Brew House or some shit right like that right now. From what I understand, they're involved in kidnapping children for motherfucker. This sounds like some schizo shit I used to dismiss off as schizo back in the day when I was on YouTube. People who would kidnap people off the piece, kidnap kids and stuff like out here in South Central. I was even told that these Mexicans here, again, they got roach attachments and shit on them, use 614 hertz as well as 617 hertz as well as 7,000 hertz to get rid of them. 7,010 hertz to change them back to whatever they were, as well as 114 hertz. I believe that's a change in entity attachment back from what it was. Anyways, I'm just unsure about what's going on. From what I understand, these people are the ones who put some sacrifice angels in me. I'm going to show you their picture. use that to attack my motherfucking ass. You know, again, they're going to try to use tricks to try to fuck up that frequency. And, you know, because of how they're connected to me, they're already doing that. They've been doing that for quite some time to put me and what little of my spirit team I got left, including Baron Samedi, from being able to fight them. You know, I don't know what I believe with that Baron Samedi shit. You know, that's really fucked up. And I'm just gonna say right now, I kind of can't sense shit. A lot of my shit's off, but not that off. Like I said, I have some spiritual protection. But anyways, they're the ones who put some sacrifice angels in my consciousness one night. And I saw it. I saw something when I was like between, I forgot what they call that state where you're in between sleep and waking consciousness. Anyways, these people started putting these sacrifice angels. I'm going to show you exactly how they look. In my consciousness, and we're using me, or trying to, you know, I was able to fight it off, the influence as much as possible to attack and sacrifice people on the PCH. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the people that's involved. You know, I found a lot of my stuff in the spirit world with these people. You know, a lot of my blessings, especially with this Catherine Mara broad right here, this little Jew kite looking bitch right here, in paint that I'm going to show you. Now, I feel fucking weird. I'm not going to lie. As well as with a bunch of other people. You know, there's a lot of crazy shit going on. So anyways, I'm just trying to get to the truth of what's going on so I can get this shit up off of me, as well as my spirit guides and my spirit team, because this is fucking scary. You know, it's approaching to the point of death every time we start to try to escape this and escape them evil ass motherfuckers. You know, they've been fucking with my roommate and so forth and so on. It gets worse and worse and worse. And me and other innocent people don't need this bullshit. I feel fucking, I lost a major part of my consciousness last night. I could feel it. The way in which I'm seeing things is weird. I don't feel right. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and show you the cast of characters and tell you the frequencies to use. Peace. I'm feeling a little bit better, but I'm going to say this. I'm feeling woozy right now because a large portion of my consciousness got taken out of my body in the middle of the night by these evil ass motherfuckers who put this curse on me. From what I'm understanding, it's involving Santa Verde, that fucking Topa, a wetback who works at this Botanica up on 8704 Broadway Street that's using a very evil and diabolical Topa that's comprised of the astral body parts of my spirit guide, Mikey Hernandez's highest self, my spirit guide, some of my spirit guides in the past, as well as I believe some of my higher selves, as well as my father. They keep attaching it to my dad. And from what I recall, another member of my family, I think Kristen, I can't recall really off the top of my head, but they keep placing it in my bloodline so these motherfuckers can fuck with me. Anyways, I heard that, I have like a coldness of death around me, so something ain't right. I'm just putting everything out there on Front Street. I don't really give a fuck. But anyways, in the middle of the night, I'm going to say this. For the past couple of days, them wetbacks who put this, I believe that is connected to a Barbara and Joe Hips that's connected, that runs the Southern California Psychic Institute, also known as the Church of the Rose, which sounds like a cult. They've been trying to get me to reveal the real name of Baron Samedi so that they and their fellow wetbacks could steal me and his ancestral powers. Ancestral money. And your ancestral money is part of who you are. That's your spiritual powers. It's part of your bloodline. And it also harbors a lot more than what people think. With that being said, I'm getting... All right, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I didn't believe this to be true. And I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. These motherfuckers like to use roach attachments, which they tie to their higher selves to disguise themselves. Use 614 hertz, 617 hertz, all the way up to 617 hertz, as well as 7,000 hertz to get rid of them. With that being said, they might go in tranquil, so just watch out for that. I didn't want to believe it, but I woke up in the middle of the night and I no longer felt like for the past couple of weeks, they've been taking me repeatedly out of my body, killing me many times from what I understand in the astral plane, to the point where they pulled me into my spirit body, which looks like a Roblox character. And so with that being said, in conjunction, they've been trying to get me to reveal the real name of Baron Samedi. So again, they can steal his and my ancestral money. And I'm going to say this right now, and I'm going to show you the article. Going back to maybe 2020 or 2021, I saw that a bunch of wetbacks were going to try to call his and my power. I'm supposed to be successor to Hecate or something. His and my power, in which I saw a wetback male acting like he was him, dressing like he was him. It could be that Dan Arcienega entity I've been talking about. There's really no telling. And or one of the people who put this shit on me. And then parading around using his and presumably my powers as well to attack people. And then saying that because in the astral plane I present as white, he told me that, because you're white, we're not going to touch you. But he went after black people dressed as Baron Samedi and acting as them. That's why I say black people stay focusing on white folks. You got to watch them beanbags carefully, because those are some evil motherfuckers. They come from nothing but a realm of darkness in the astral plane. They come from a place called Benares. All of their gods, their created gods, are evil and demonic. That's why I don't have anything to do with them. That's why I wear a MAGA hat. I see them for what they are spiritually, and I just know to stay as far away from them creatures as possible, which is how I view them. As a matter of fact, they vibrate at 4,200 hertz frequency in the astral plane, which is the same frequency as the root chakra. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that article going back to 2020 or 2021. With that being said, these evil motherfuckers, from what I'm understanding, they're working with Mikey Hernandez, as well as the Santa Muerte shop up there on 8704 Broadway. I believe their number is 323-778. Let me see what the numbers are. Three 778-4498, and it's 87 in Broadway. It's a Santa Muerte shop of Botanica up there. And from what I understand and from what I was shown in the spirit world, again, I saw the highest self of this woman, whose name is Maria Santana, cavort with Santa Muerte in the astral plane, talking about you can use 666 hertz, 960 hertz, as well as 145 hertz, or I think 451 to 452 hertz on that wetback, as well as 6666 hertz, and possibly even 432 hertz. With that being said, I saw her cavorting with Santa Muerte about stealing Baron Samedi's as well as my ancestral money. And from what I understand, they're all working in consortium, in conjunction with those people who put this curse on me. And I'll show you all of the people that's involved, including it's two people who work at the Southern California Psychic Institute named Barbara and Joe Hips. And there was something I saw about them in the spirit plane last night, but I totally fucking forgot. You know, I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. These people use roach attachments to disguise themselves in the astral plane. So use 614 hertz as well as all the way up to 617 hertz and then 7,000 hertz to remove that. I'm going to go ahead and say this. These motherfuckers, I feel extremely woozy right now after getting up. I was hearing from these motherfuckers, roach spirits, that they were planning on attacking and fucking with my consciousness and trying to kill me. And from what I understand, you know, I felt it last night. You know, I got taken out pretty much out of the astral plane and placed in the spirit world, you know, out of my astral body and all of that. It's gotten very, very crucial. And I heard that these motherfuckers were planning on killing me in my sleep, you know, as they supposedly did to Baron Samedi. I'm trying to keep, you know, my mind, my sanity in check, as, you know, like I said, my consciousness is being attacked. From what I understand, these people attack your consciousness right before they kill you off. And mine has brutally been attacked. With that being said, from what I'm understanding, these motherfuckers, my spirit guide, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. My spirit guide was saying that a couple of days ago, she saw Baron Samedi. We both dead, all frail looking, in the spirit plane, as well as the astral. And he was being escorted by a white guy or a wetback who I believe is trying to steal his powers and spiritual abilities. It could be one of the people, I'm just going to go ahead and say it like this without saying too much because it's a lot and I'm out of breath. And like I say, my consciousness is all fucked up and it's all torn up. These motherfuckers have been trying to get into my main consciousness. They've been fucking with and compromising bearing Samedi to be able to do it. With that being said, I'm trying to get my consciousness together. These people use CIA level tactics, like I saw in the astral plane one night, to get people. Where I saw one of the people involved, I kept getting an Aguilar or Ocala or El Kala. But I think it's more than likely, if it's not them, Barbara and Joe Hips, who I've shown before. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and say this. I'm getting word in the spirit world that supposedly they killed off their Samedi last night, put them in the hyperbolic chamber, whereas they were planning on doing that to me. But I had a little bit of protection. I expect where it came from, but I had some protection. Supposedly, I don't know what's going on. And they were going after Baron Samedi, from what I understand, to steal the powers of those, because voodoo is ancestral, to steal the powers, the collective powers for the most part of black folks. And, from what I'm seeing in the spirit world, from what I'm understanding, is a bunch of wetbacks, as well as a few white people interspersed. Right now as I talk, they're trying to control my consciousness low key, and they're trying to, do subtle shit to make it seem like they're in charge of my consciousness and so forth and so on. Like I say, this is a very hard curse to deal with. And the more we try to fight it off, me and my spirit guide nearly escaped yesterday, as well as last night. And we're in the process of trying as hard as we can to fight this shit. The more they try to come at us. From what I'm understanding, these motherfuckers feel that we're ripe so they can come after us. Anyways, with that being said, there's a woman by the name of Catherine Marr, who I know for a fact is involved. I saw through my third eye that in the spirit plane she has a lot of my shit. And I was able to grab it, as well as a bunch of other people. With that being said, from what I understand, she and an executive at Time Warner by the name of Navarro or something like that, who's associated with these people here, being said, I'm not going to say too much, but me and my poor spirit guide were working on trying to get rid of these people. And I'm going to say it right now, trying to get rid of these people, because they put roach attachments on you that interlinks and intertwines you in a very complicated manner by fucking with your spiritual DNA, as well as to an extent your soul consciousness. They plug themselves to you in the astral plane. They connect to you so that they can steal all your shit. And they even set up their soul contracts to where, and it has a physical effect as well, you decide to rip it up, and they're unfair as a motherfucker. It basically states that whatever we steal from you, we keep, if you tear up the soul contract. And again, mind you, except outside of my child higher self, a child higher self who I had going back years ago, I never signed a soul contract with these people. These people came to me in the astral plane, and I say, get the fuck out of here. I refuse to sign a soul contract. With that being said, despite the fact that I'm supposed to die at the age of 86, my expiration date isn't now, and they've been trying to fuck with that and get control over that. They've been going, after all sorts of spirit guides, higher selves to fuck with me and all of that. I can feel like invisible hands right now grabbing that shit and fucking with shit. Anyways, with that being said, these motherfuckers are trying to artificially induce my death date. Again, I woke up and I felt like I had been pulled out of my astral body. And so I was playing frequencies as well as binaural beats at the time to try to combat it, because at this point, the only thing that can work when you're as compromised as I am, I don't even have much of my soul consciousness anymore. And including my original, you have to use frequency as well as binaural beats. And they're going to probably, I feel them invisible hands from the astral plane reaching out to fuck with that right now. Use shit to block it. Block my ability to use my own frequency. What they do is via their roach attachments, again, 614 hertz all the way up to 617 hertz, as well as 7,000 hertz gets rid of roach attachments. With that being said, they use roach attachments to connect to you and put you at a major unfair disadvantage and just start taking all your shit. And the way they started off is by fucking with a higher self of yours, bullying them into a soul contract, and then bam, that's that. And for the longest period of time, like they're doing recently, I don't know what the deal or what was going on with Baron Samedi, who I'm in a way covered by. I'm going to say this right now. The energy with him feels very, very strange, especially after me and my spirit guide saw a couple of days ago him actually appear to us and be, as frail as possible. And not just that, him appear barely able to stand up with a white dude or a wetback, who I believe might have been dressed as him. I don't know. Trying to mock him, which, coincides with the article I was talking about. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and say this. These motherfuckers, they're fucking with my heart chakra right now as I talk. They're trying to artificially induce my death date to something much shorter. A couple of days ago, just like I was saying before, they were fucking with Baron Samedi. Again, I don't know if he was doing this of his own volition, a while back, without saying too much. Some shit out there about him, and next thing I know, it fucked him up. And that's because these people who were after my spiritual powers and abilities and blessings were using his entity attachment to fuck with me. Now, with that being said, I fixed everything. As a matter of fact, 175 hertz in the spirit plane can fix shit. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm feeling very weak and frail right now, very weak and frail myself. With that being said, they've been trying to induce my death. Last night I woke up and I felt a large part. I'm just going to say this. I was no longer in my physical body. Again, these people, I even saw it with one of them. They had like a guy by the name of O'Collar or El Collar or Aguilar. Supposedly he owns like a stake in that Sam's Bro House or something, that strip club that's on Olympic Street downtown in LA. From what I understand, I saw in the spirit world him, from what I understand, he was trying to pull me into his consciousness at that time. I saw me and a bunch of my spirit guides with him. I saw me and a bunch of spirit guides of mine and higher selves in a room on hospital type stretchers. It just broke a pivotal piece. On a stretcher in which they were trying to do something to us, experiment on us to put us under mind control. MK Ultra mind control. That's where I just saw this woman in her SUV drive off, and there she is over there. That's kind of fucking crazy. So with that being said, like I said, I don't think I'm in the physical body anymore. And these evil motherfuckers, including that Santa Muerte shop owner, are trying to, her higher self or her sister's higher self, Maria Santana or whatever, again, use 6.14 hertz as well as 6.17 hertz to get rid of their roach attachments, as well as 7,000 hertz. As a matter of fact, and use 694 hertz as well as 925 hertz, for discernment to find out where somebody is. Anyways, with that being said, I saw that I was no longer in my body. And from what I understand, there was a tulpa. I'll show you how he looks, by the name of Dan Arcienega, real racist, evil motherfucker. I even offered to help him last night as well. And, from what I understand, just evil motherfuckers fucking with me early this morning. They don't have any respect for blacks and Venus. That's why I wear this, and that's why I wear an ice shirt at times. I want to keep them motherfuckers away. They're the worst. With that being said, from what I heard in the spirit plane, they plan on doing some really, really fucked up shit in the future to humanity, but spiritually.